ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, TheScoreEsports.com, G2A, NVIDIA, and ESEA.
And welcome back for the last match of the evening here still with Blue. It is going to be just fumbled a little bit.
Evening?
It happens.
All right.
Last matchup of the evening. It is going to be Cloud9 versus Winterfox. This one's going to be on Train. First match, as we all know, if you guys tuned into it, was very, very dominant in the way of Cloud9.
Yeah.
And even Train is going to be a map that is still going to be very difficult for Winterfox.
I mean, we saw Winterfox bounce back a little bit in that second half. Desi, of course, the big player that we talked about previously, kicking himself up a little bit there. But on this map, specifically on the CT sides, the big players are going to be the Oppers and how well they are able to hold the pressure coming into that outside train yard and the inside train yard as well when they transfer themselves through Z. And that falls to both Skadoodle, who's very on point and holding in his angles in the last map, and XP3 as well. We did start to see some spunk from in that second half.
And, I mean, you can see Cloud9 undefeated on this map so far in the season, 3-0. Winterfox 2-2 on it. It's going to be a battle of the Oppers on our players to watch, and that was largely dominated by Skadoodle in the first half, although, I mean, neither of them had a very, very large game. Neither of them had a huge impact. It was mostly Freakazoid. Shroud obviously had big on Dust too, but, you know, Train those Oppers could come into a bigger effect, a little bit more dependent upon with these long-range battles on Train. But I mean, do you hold out any hope for Winterfox to be able to rebound?
I don't think so. I don't think it's likely. Unfortunately, like, we might see a little bit more of a competitive map here, maybe a little bit closer, but ultimately I think C9 still has the much larger skill among all 5 of their players, and their T side on this map too is just going to be eons better than whatever Winterfox can bring to this map.
Yeah, that's fair. And it's going to be, I mean, this is a situation where Cloud9 now, all their players are starting to come alive. We saw them have a little bit of a struggle early on in the year where every player just seemed to inexplicably drop off. And we knew tactically they were going to struggle, but it became this situation where we were just like, all right, where'd Skadoodle go? Where's that Skadoodle we saw from last year? That was at one point challenging Guardian for the best op in the world. Where did Shroud go? Everyone had kind of dipped away. Now they're all coming back. It's a resurgence leading up to the major, looking very good. And we have to say the importance of this match for Cloud9 to leapfrog some of those teams to get into the top 4 in the standings, to be able to make the LAN playoffs out in May. That's going to be huge motivation for them. Yeah,
especially since they're just missing some of these other qualifications too. Like, I don't believe they're going to Malmo. Also missing out to go to IEM and whatnot through those qualifiers. They're definitely going to want to start to make it into more of these big events, of course, because we've seen with some of these other North American teams, one of their biggest issues is that they don't get a whole lot of international experience. So you're only testing yourself against the best of NA.
Well, Cloud9 players have plenty of international experience going back to last year. Everyone but Stewie really has got a plethora of experience. But the knife round is underway, so we're going to take you right into the map. Obviously on Train, you want to start on that CT side, although, as you said, the T side from Cloud9, you got to imagine from what we've seen from Winterfox all season, it's going to be a little bit more organized, a little bit more structured, more effective on the C9 side, so they'll be able to fare a little bit better if they have to start on the Terra side.
Yeah, the worst T side this entire season so far from C9, and at least looking at the matches they played in the ESL Pro League, has been like 6 rounds minimum, and they've done much better than that in some of the other leagues too. They rack it up like 10 or 11 against some of the lesser teams in North America, like Team AGG and whatnot. So they've been dominant there. And it looks like, however, that Winterfox are going to be able to pick up the knife rounds, so they'll be starting on the CT side. C9 is going to have to start off strong here on that T side.
So into the opening pistol round we go. What kind of utility is Cloud9 going to bring to the table? That's the question initially. Very slow to buy. Seems like they're kind of figuring out what strategy. Maybe nothing, taking a little bit of time to decide what he wants to go with. Skadoodle's going to have smoke and flashes. Nothing is going to have smoke, flash, HE. And at the moment, it's going to be 3 towards Ivy. Stewie, it looks like solo, he wants to challenge over towards box halls. Maybe listen if someone's going to get aggressive. And it's actually a 3-man stack from Winterfox towards the end of bomb site. Stewie's got to be very careful. Nothing, still hasn't utilized anything. There's a smoke towards Ivy for Winterfox. XP3 is going to have to turn around and check that at some point. But at the moment, it's an interstack and no one's moved off of it.
So for C9 now, with all these players stacked outside of Ivy, XP3 is going to have to be the early man to notice this, but they're starting to check some other options here too. And Stewie is going to be moving in to make some noise here, but also that Ivy take starts at essentially the exact same time. XP3 along with Anger going to have to try and hold this back. Anger moving out, but nobody can seem to find each other at this point. It's going to be Shroud that strikes first, able to take down Anger there. And now XP3 falling away from this one. Very quick two that we should mention to get that bomb onto the bomb train and get it onto the floor. So Winterfox, they basically don't even know what hit them here, and now they have to try and react to it. They try to get themselves back into this outer site, but look at how spread out C9 are. Look at how held back they are. And there's Skadoodle back by Ivy, picking up another kill. Freak, so he's going to get burned out of heaven, but he drops down, finds a second target, is not able to execute upon it, but Skadoodle's quick to find the trade, and just like that, Flosick is the last man left alive from Winterfox.
You said it. Cloud9 catches him completely unawares in that stack at the inner bomb site, having a 4-on-5 retake. Having to find 5 members in that outer train yard, especially on a pistol round, so difficult to do on the rotation. And Winterfox, they fall prey. Flosick's going to try and save this 5-7. He is going to find Stewie. So he's going to bring that into the next round, as well as light armor. So if they do go for a second round force buy, he might be able to get a couple more nades. No real need for him to upgrade to head armor, but go for some of the HE grenades, go for smoke or flashbangs to kind of hold people off. Either way, a good pistol round from Cloud9. Now we're going to see them invest in 2 MAC-10s come out. Shroud grabs the AK as well as Skadoodle, so they have a little bit of rifles, but it is that second round buy from Winterfox. They do invest. Everyone but XP3 gets armor.
And now to start it off here from the side of C9, pretty straightforward too. Already players working their way out from T connector, and a couple more trying to get in position above the ladder room, so quick execution to the outside site. But Winterfox have gone for a heavy stack here too, so it's not going to be the easiest task in the world to roll out. But Stewie gets some good damage with the MAC-10, and Shroud following it out to finish off some of these guys. Stewie even just takes down Lex with the nade, and Stewie coming in with another frag too on his actual MAC-10, taking down Desi. Shroud dropping in from the ladder room, shuts out Anger. Finally something from the Winterfox guys as Flosick finds Stewie, but that's about it. As beyond that, they completely decimate the entire Winterfox roster.
Yeah, two to three members from Winterfox on the bomb train. No one swung wide enough to guard the other train alley. So Cloud9's able to basically push up with impunity and wrap around that bomb train. So nicely done from them. Now they switch to a few more rifles in the mix. They've got 4 of them, 3 AKs and a Galil. Freakazoid's still with that MAC-10, more than likely going to lead the way as there is no armor to contend with in this round from Winterfox. They're banking on that AWP of XP3 into the next one, and it's going to be fast towards the inner bomb site. Desi's the only one here. He's going to hear this out. Takes an initial shot and starts to fall away. Still no commit yet from Cloud9 though.
XP3 and along with some more of the members of Winterfox going to very quickly collapse on this bomb site through Z. XP3 is here, but what impact can they have at such a long range with his pistols? Freakazoid pushing forward. Good spray control as he actually grabs 2 there on the Flosick off. They're eliminating Desi. Shroud finds a third pickup. Anger did respond to finish off Freakazoid, but unfortunately that's about all they're going to be able to get here. Shroud's still popping away at these guys. He takes down Lex. Anger, the last one, still alive here, down at 32 HP. He's held away now. Really not a whole lot of impact he's going to be able to have. There's almost a touchdown grenade that rolls in, but it's a little off the mark. And Skadoodle, though, finally is going to be able to line up the angle and finish off Anger.
Here's the question. Does Skadoodle drop the AK-47 over to Freakazoid and pick up an AWP in this 4th round? Nope. They're going to keep the AK-47, so maybe something they want to do a little bit quicker pace, a little bit more mobile across the map. But XP3 does have an opportunity to have a huge impact here. There's very light utility on this team. Flosick at least has a Molotov and a smoke. Lex only the Molotov to utilize. Cloud9 could be very aggressive out this outer train yard, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Freakazoid coming down the lane. Flashbangs, Molotovs are out to force Winterfox into the open. It's not working quite yet. Skadoodle still trying to see if anyone's going to come up top, and there is one there, but he's blind when this occurs. I think he spotted him just as he fell off.
So Skadoodle wrapping around, looking for the tap over towards Heaven there, but Lex is the one that strikes first. Skadoodle does get that kill that he's looking for, though, and it's on a Flosick, shutting him down. Stewie picking up another one here, and they're just trying to overwhelm this site completely. It's working out great for the time being, down to a 4v2. Stewie, hello, shuts out Desi, and it's just XP3. They've already found him. He's down to 51 HP, trying to battle through that smoke, but there's not a whole lot he can do with 4 members of C9 sitting on the other side of that wall.
Yeah, unfortunately, XP3 not able to connect with anything. A very hectic take. Flashbangs and nades raining out, and XP3 could find nothing. That defense held strong for a little bit, but it could only withstand the onslaught for about half the round, and then it was just taken away from him. So Cloud9, very aggressive. Very measured once they got to the bomb train. XP3's, there's no way he's going to be able to save this gun. Stewie's going for it. The no-scope isn't going to work. He jumps right over it. Just freestyles over that shot.
So there you have it, Stewie, the big player on this round, specifically moving in, catching all these kills, and calling out locations more importantly too, since C9 just wanted to overwhelm it. Taking control of things is probably the best path to it. So C9 get their 4th round on the board. They win the first gun round, more importantly, and Winterfox have to go back to just the upgraded pistol round.
Important as well, I believe Skadoodle, that's a free AWP essentially. So he's going to go for this opening pick. No one's going to cross into his line of sight. There's plenty of nade smoke to obscure his vision. He does get one. The free fire as he peeks. The rest of Winterfox is just falling down.
a very quick round there, of course. Almost a team ace, too, coming out from C9. Shroud is the one that grabs the second kill.
These have been all pretty quick rounds. It's been very fast-paced that Cloud9 has established to start this out. And what that might do is, I mean, if they slow things down here, this could force a lot of utility out of the Winterfox side, you know, in the opening stages of this round, just to prevent that kind of aggression from being effective.
From C9, it looks like it might actually be the case this time, lining themselves up, taking a little bit more time to try and line up these smokes and whatnot, moving themselves over here towards Ivy, but there is not going to be an execution just as of yet. Freakazoid, as we take a look at him, he's inside of T-Con, he's ready to roll out onto the site, and he's going to do it, but there's so much smoke coverage, you can't see anything right now. Shroud's also ready to go here too. A lot of Winterfox's utility has been used, but no kills coming out for either side just as of yet.
Yeah, out of smokes, one Molotov left, a minute and a half left in the round, and this is going to allow him to get aggressive. Lex finds the first kill, but there's Freakazoid lurking out mid. Flow6, the last one to deal with. He gets Freakazoid, but Stewie responds onto him. So it's down to a 3-on-3. This is nice work. XP3 finally chimes in with that AWP. Evens things out a little bit, brings him up into an advantage. 3-on-2, and Shroud and Skidoodle playing this a little bit more measured. Anger trying to find some intel. He's stuck at the bomb train, and Shroud, is he going to be able to find this? He is going to wrap around. Got to be careful towards Connector. He's got an elevation advantage, and he spots Anger looking away at the wrong moment. So down to a 2-on-2 again, and Skidoodle's going to win another battle against XP3. That's a huge kill to find.
Desi now the last one alive here, but at the moment, not anyone really keeping their eyes over here to the back tunnels to watch for that position from Desi, so he's going to be free to sneak up. Could actually grab Skidoodle too on the cross, but doesn't notice him. He's got his eyes on Shroud, but he still picks up that kill, brings it back down to a 1v1. Flash rolls out, not really going to be able to connect on a Skidoodle all that well, so he re-peeks, tags him a little bit, really not all that much, down to 89 HP. But 30 seconds left now. Skidoodle needs to get that bomb on the floor. That's what he's going to be doing. Desi a little bit slow to rotate over to the alternate tunnel, so he's not going to be able to grab him while he's still planting. But a decent amount of time left, and he's got a kid in hand too.
I believe he spotted Skidoodle there right at the last second. Skidoodle once again readjusts over towards the ladder room. I don't know if Desi expects this whatsoever. He does have a Molotov to use. Flashbangs ran out to the back of the bomb train. He's going to go searching for it. Oh, Skidoodle, you're exposed. You're out in the open, but that Molotov is at least going to slow this down. He's got to wait that out. I think Skidoodle is going to have an advantage, though. He's got plenty of health to peek inside this Molotov. Desi's got to stick it. Here comes Skidoodle, Tech 9 in hand, and he does land the kill. Desi did everything he could. The Molotov burns Skidoodle down towards 16, but it's going to be a 6th round for Cloud9.
And they continue to remain flawless. Same thing as that last map here, too. Bit of a bloody battle that time around, though, bringing it down to a 1v1 finally, where previously C9 had just completely run over their opponents. In fact, I think that's the first round so far in this entire match where C9 has had less than 3 players left alive. The only time we saw anything even closer to that was on the pistol round. So ever since they won that first round, Cloud9 has been essentially flawless, and that shows when the amount of money these guys are currently rolling with.
Force by here. Once again, though, it comes down. That last round was made possible just by the aggressive pace that Cloud9 had set for the first 5 rounds. You touched on it. So many Molotovs and smokes and flashbangs used by Winterfox early on that, I mean, Cloud9 was able to just outlast him. Now, nothing. Top of the train. He flicks up, but he can't grab the kill onto Lex. It's an opening find for Winterfox and a second from Anger. Molotov now, but flashbang from Lex is going to force Freakazoid back as well. Good management here early on from Winterfox.
And now Anger pushing forward, looking for more pickups. He's going to find one on the Freakazoid, taking him down. Shroud trying to look for a way to get himself outside the ladder room, but a surprise rolls up through the middle of the bomb trains, and another one's going to go up into his face too. It's Flowsick. He's able to handle that, but Anger's also taking out Skidoodle, so it's just Shroud at 10 HP. Really nothing he can do to get outside of this. Anger's got the angle lined up with the op, so he's going to shut it down. And Winterfox finally now getting around to the board.
4 kills from Anger in that round to give them their first win. He's on a very weak bye as well, but they only lose 1 player, so they're able to build up some money behind this. But this time, I mean, they've got to invest now in the utility they didn't have in the last round. So that is going to eat away at it. Anger's going to buy up. So him and Flowsick are low on money, but they have a full buy, including all their nades. 5 smokes, 5 Molotovs, and AWP on XP3. They've got to stop Cloud9 again here. They've got to string these rounds together.
XP3 moving himself over here. Still the main man to keep his eyes out over here to that Ivy push. And C9 lining up that default as they have been on quite a few of these previous rounds, but slowing it down a lot more than we've seen in quite a few of these previous rounds. Freakazoid is a player to try and get himself through T-Connector, but it's going to be Skidoodle that picks up that first kill onto XP3.
Lex is feeling so sad that his smoke misses the Molotov. And just, that's a bummer. Meanwhile, Freakazoid has found one towards mid. He's been a terror in this location, not only in this map, but in previous train matches for Cloud9. He's doing a very good job in that mid choke point. Now with a 5-on-3, a minute to work with, Cloud9 can just manipulate this defense. They can rotate wherever they want. They have full map control.
Freakazoid moving himself through the White Halls right now. to push over to that B bomb site where it's essentially going to be an open book with one exception, that being Desi hiding back a little bit more in the site right now. Up on top of the train to make sure he doesn't get mollied, but Stewie just sees him, and there's no response from Desi there, unfortunately, so it's an easy pickup for Stewie to find. And they've got full control of this site. Lex is going to be moving in around from CT. He might be able to grab Stewie for free, but actually Stewie's adjusted his angle just in time. They're going to get an even duel going there, but Stewie wins it once more, and Flosick, the last man alive, can't even get himself outside of Z.
Yeah, he's just got to slowly fall away. Hope they don't hear the footsteps, hope they don't chase. That's brutal. The losing bonus is going to get reset, but like I talked about, I mean, they won that first round with 4 members alive, so they might still be able to buy into the next round. It'll be a little bit light on a couple players. I think Desi and Anger are going to be the most affected. XP3 and Lex should have decent buy. I don't think they'll have an AWP, but either way, it's going to be 7-1 for Cloud9 as Winterfox is not able to continue their win streak. The Flosick is going to get some parting gifts, but he goes for the AWP just at the last second. He gets punished for it. Stewie finds him in the end. It's going to make it an even rougher buy if that was possible.
So essentially nothing as you take a look at it now. Most players were sitting at just under 3K. The worst ones are sitting at around 1.5, so that's Anger down there now. So he's actually not even going to be able to buy up his own PT50. He gets dropped one, and the rest of his team barely investing into this round. So it should be a walk in the park for C9 to claim an 8th one, take the half advantage regardless of what Winterfox does for the rest of these rounds. Put C9 into a pretty secure position already on this T side, but Anger, nice aggressive push there, combined with that nice flashbang that rolls out towards Ivy. He's able to pick up that first kill to nothing, but Freakazoid, the pressure's going to come from him inside of T-Con. He's taking down Flosick, and now these, XP3, nice shots from him. Takes down Freakazoid, a Tink, and then a follow-up shot closes him out. They may yet have a chance, but C9 just slow things down, take it slow, and this is exactly what they need to do, because Winterfox are still trying to play aggressively. That's going to leave them in the open a lot because of their lack of utility.
Yeah, but Cloud9 can play far back now, except Desi punishing with these pistols, and Anger now finds a headshot. So 1 on 2. Stewie has the AWP, finds one out in the open. Now he's got to find Desi at the bomb train. He hasn't spotted him there with that jump, and now he spots him out as Desi tries to find information, tries to locate where his opponent is. The readjustment is pretty solid. Desi using this train nicely. A little bit of a mirror match as they're both just playing with these ladders, but Stewie with the ult. Zoned in, waiting for this peek. Is it going to be on time? It is. Desi just crawls right into it. Stewie just says, easiest one-on-one of my life.
So Winterfox now going to be able to reinvest, of course. Only needing to save that one round with a very preservative buy that they went for last time. So getting the op back into the hands of XP3. Not going to have a whole lot behind it besides that smoke. And the rest of these guys, some of them going to have to downgrade themselves to FAMASs too. Flosick and Anger, more specifically, whereas Lex and Desi still able to invest into the M4s.
Aggression towards the inner bomb site. Desi's going to push all the way up. Although he does get forced back. His teammate's fallen. Lex was over-aggressive there and wasn't ready for Desi to just fall back quite yet.
So they found another opener here. The bomb initially was with nothing. It was pushing back over there towards Ivy, but he's since regrouped with the team. He's just going to be watching out for some flanks. There's Stewie again, who's really on point this match, by the way. Constantly finding these early pickups here for C9 to keep them in the mix, and that shows now as he's leading the frag total. C9 actually going to switch the game up a little bit. All this pressure applied to the inner site. So obviously Winterfox is going to be rotating in here and keeping the 2 out of 3 players left alive still here. Anger is actually really far back in between the tunnels behind the A bomb site. And that essentially leaves it for free for C9 to run in and grab the plant.
Stewie again just going to walk up sidewalk. No one's spotted him quite yet. And he'll be able to cut off rotations if he can find Desi. There's XP3 with 1, but I think Desi's going to expect Stewie, and Stewie actually spots him. They both spot each other, so that slows things down. But meanwhile, everyone on the outer bomb site is just getting annihilated from the Winterfox side.
Smoke rolls out, so XP3 not really going to be able to do a whole lot. And I mean, Stewie just dueling here on the inside of the site. Desi is once being pressured by him, but he does spot nothing, trying to regroup with his teammate there inside of Z. And also, Stewie missing that first connection on Desi, so he'll be able to recover, regain his aim, and shut him down, keeping himself alive for the time being. And also now is the support of XP3. So C9 are still going to be winning this round outright. And Shroud, as he sneaks in from upper, may have a chance to shut down XP3, but it actually looks like they've shifted in some pretty safe positions, and they'll be able to carry both of those rifles into the next round.
Yeah, that's the silver lining, right? So they have some weapons to work with, because behind this, they're not going to have very much at all. They do pick up some FAMASs. Cloud9, their economy isn't great on a couple players. It's just Skadoodle and Freakazoid who are sitting right around 10,000. They're basically carrying the money bags for the team. So an AWP, 2 FAMASs, and an M4, and the upgraded CZ for Lex. They actually have decent utility, better utility than I thought they would behind this buy. But still, 9-1 on your CT side of train. This is looking pretty harsh.
C9 push themselves forward, again, getting very quickly into the back of the B site, and XP3 trying to peek That's a big mistake, though, as Skadoodle just sees him pretty quickly. And also, Desi shut down back on the sidewalk there. No progress being made at all. They even threw smokes at the outer bomb site, but the plans already happened in B. And, I mean, Winterfox, there's nothing they can do here. They were just absolutely wrecked, and they've got to fall back through Ivy to try and save.
Yeah, that got shut down so quick that that's immediate save call. These 3 members of Winterfox are just saying, all right, batten down the hatches. Let's try and weather the storm here at the end of this round, because they know that Cloud9 has money, and they know more than likely there's going to be a hunt, and nothing coming down these stairs is already waiting. Sees one, Lex wins that battle, but the second player, Freakazoid, coming in. Smoke is going to hinder him. He does get one. Still 2 more there, and the rest of Cloud9 is very far away, so Winterfox is going to have an advantage to at least save these weapons, but where they don't have any advantage whatsoever is the scoreboard. It's going to be 1-10.
For C9 now, up to those double digits and really solidifying their position here. It's that same story as last half, or last map, I should say. Winterfox, unfortunately, just don't have a whole lot to show against the members of C9 here, as they just continue to push into these bomb sites and have so much success on the initial entry, too, even when we have these big brawls that are traded out, and it comes down to these clutch situations. No one from Winterfox seems to be able to close them out, find those clutches down in the 1v1s, 2v1s, whatever it may be, that can actually give them their victory.
4 Pharmacists now for Winterfox. They've got to survive the early aggression from Cloud9, and they're going to bring the aggression themselves, once again pushing towards Ivy, but here comes Freakazoid out mid. Flowsick is going to find him in the open, the cover of the smoke. Stewie now swings out from ladder, and Flowsick finds that as well. Down to 13 HP. He's holding this off single-handedly, essentially, as the rest of his team is gathered up, peering the other way. So Cloud9 has been slowed down. Shroud is close to ladder room. Nothing is trying to lurk out Ivy. He's going to be going up against Anger. He's found an aggressive spot on the left side, and XP3 even going to be able to bait for him a little bit.
Nothing with that molly going out. Ooh, it's going to be Anger that tries to surprise him, but XP3 gets a good response to shut down nothing at the very least. Need a little bit more than this. Skadoodle and Shroud still left alive, so they've got good control of things, but Skadoodle and Shroud playing this together at this point too, trying to find a way to get into the A bomb site, hoping they can bait out something, but Shroud just been hit with a nade. Skadoodle thankfully grabs that connection on the XP3, but still no progress has been made as of yet. They're still looking for the baited shots, and they actually may find another one of the Lex here too. They forced him off the bomb train a little bit. That HG really not going to connect all that much damage, and they've also got to keep in mind this flank that Flowsick is working towards. That could immediately just kill this entire take attempt.
Shroud finding one. Oh, Skadoodle, that would have been a huge shot to land. Flowsick down ladder as well. He's going to start pushing forward. Skadoodle's got to try and get out of here. And he does find a way to isolate himself from any of these Winterfox players. I don't know if he's going to be prepared. Flowsick is watching this angle. Skadoodle's going to turn the corner. Flicks over. Nice shot from Skadoodle. And he gets on top of the ladder to find some information. Desi on the bomb. Once again, a one-on-one, and Skadoodle misses the shot. But still, he's trying to bait this out. That Molotov is going to force the hand of Skadoodle. Is it going to burn him? It's not. He's on top of the ladder. Desi's got to chase it down. Skadoodle just jumps over the Molotov, and he's not going to be able to get the kill. Desi is going to get the defuse. He wins the one-on-one, but Skadoodle, with his mobility, almost pulls that one out.
If he had been able to get around the trade just a little bit quicker, he probably would have been able to round the corner, get away from Desi, and run the timer down low enough. But Desi finally manages to find his mark, shuts him down, and puts another one up onto the scoreboard here for Winterfox. 2-10, still the same problem that we saw in the last, but of course, still way too large of a lead for C9, and they need to try and string 2 together here. If they can, bringing this up to possibly 10-5 if things go good from this point forward, maybe they'll have a chance jumping onto that T side.
Yeah, hopefully, but they do. This is the struggle. They have to string them together at this point. There's no more. They need to win these last 3 rounds for this defense. 4 members outside for Winterfox, Cloud9. I mean, Desi's got to stay alive at inner, and it looks like they're going to put pressure on him, and they do find him. That's going to force so much rotation.
With Stewie picking up that first kill here. The rest of the players still aligned to hit the back of the B bomb site, but they've read this actually quite nicely. They're still keeping 2 over here towards the inner side, and Flowsick is going to get aggressive to try and get some more info. Looking for Stewie, moving in, shuts him down. Lex picks up another one here too. Shroud on top of that ladder, but he can't seem to find the final bullet to take down Flowsick, so he gets to keep himself alive. Falling back now, though, as that ramp push is also going to explode onto him, bringing him down just above 5 HP now, and Shroud finding another pickup here. They've been pushed off the site, but XP3 spots that inner hit, and Shroud is going to get taken down because of that. Down to a 2v2, and the bomb goes on the floor.
Good positioning here from Skadoodle. He's kind of the insurance policy. He's got a Molotov as well. That could make things brutal. No smoke on the Winterfox side. It might not even matter as nothing gets one. He's not prepared for XP3 to be on high train. That's a kill for the Opera of Winterfox. It actually jumps out. Skadoodle, I mean, he just kind of wanders out into the open. Not sure what he was thinking XP3 was going to be doing, but a bit mindless there. And Winterfox is going to string their second round together to grab their third. Still a long way to go, and still brought down to only 1 player alive, so still the economy is not going to be great.
Not at all, but Winterfox continue to dredge forward here, pick up some rounds at the very least. The buy-ups, though, is still going to leave them with a lot of FAMASs and probably some pretty lackluster utility buy-ups here, too, considering what is going to be left over after they actually invest for these. So Anger and Lex is just going to go all in on the M4. Not really going to worry about utility too much. And Anger, thankfully, is going to have a little bit left over. So still a pretty decent buy with all things considered. But C9 definitely still dominate the playing field despite some of these recent losses.
Again, 4 members outside. Not a whole lot of pressure is going to be put on Desi at the very least. XP3 trying to find an angle to get this off. The Molotov is going to force play. Actually hits him right in the face. Nothing going right. Freakazoid gets the first kill onto Anger. XP3 in front of the smoke, able to catch nothing off guard. Stewie's got to be a little bit more passive now. He doesn't know if XP3 can still be holding this angle. He's going to work his way up. And XP3. Oh, Stewie. This flank is going to be huge. He's got XP3 on top of the train. He's just... when is he going to take this kill? The patience on this one. Finds that, goes around to the bomb site, gets a second, beautiful play, but he gets caught out in the open with the smoke, but he's still gonna, just barely loses that fight, but the nade from Shroud finishes him off. Desi's gotta run through the flames, 1-on-3 situation.
Desi now trying to clutch this out, but doesn't even realize he's being flanked from the short alley, so Freakazoid gets the final kill for free. C9 bounced back entirely off of the hands of Stewie. Huge play from him and a big overestimate from XP3 and thinking that he was safe towards Ivy. Wasn't gonna think there would be 2 pushing there, but look at this. The patience from Stewie is incredible.
A lot of the battles he's encountered in Ivy have been when it's just solo nothing. So once he gets that kill, once he sees it's nothing that's fallen, he thinks it's all clear. But that was the crucial mistake in that round, and now it's Cloud9 going against all pistols, and they should know that they've beaten up the economy of these past few rounds, 2 1-on-1s. So they're gonna go very aggressive with their rifles. There's Stewie and Freakazoid, 2 opening kills.
Winterfox trying to be aggressive on the outer side, not working at all, however. Desi has to rotate in. Lex sneaking away with 1 hit here, but very quickly, everybody on C9 essentially is on the other side of that smoke right now, so he's got to be cautious of somebody just jumping through it and trying to go for the takedown with him. It's bought enough time, at least, for his teammates to rotate in, but hope is there for him and Desi with just measly little pistols here to close out this round. And of course, nothing finishing off. Lex brings it all into the hands of Desi, who is also just going to absolutely clothesline Desi to end the half. 12-3 for C9. Not as bad as Dust 2, but also really not much better, unfortunately.
No, the real nightmare situation is now Cloud9 switches over to the CT side. So that was 12 rounds on their T side, which is generally harder on train. And they just controlled the economy that whole time. The amount of buys that Winterfox had that were light on pharmacists, light on utility, I mean, it was just so brutal for them to try and string rounds together. They could never really do it. They only did it once, and even then it was short-lived. So Cloud9, huge advantage here, all onto the pistol round of Winterfox, which like Dust 2, if they want to make any semblance of a comeback, they've got to take this pistol.
So, starting it off right now, guys. And we'll see if C9 can just close it out right here by taking control of the pistol early on. Yet again, or if Winterfox now might have something to throw back against the guys from C9. Team which has been rising rapidly as of late. Winterfox as well has been showing some good things, but not a whole lot of that being spotted in tonight's matchup. So as Winterfox line themselves up, it's a very heavy hit over here towards the ladder room right now. In fact, 4 players are going to try to push their way out. Try and surprise C9 a little bit if they get themselves out from this angle, and they do push themselves up through very quickly. Now they're going to try to go through Z, but as Freakazoid, he's picked up 2 players, and this final guy, he's stuck here, unfortunately. An interesting attempt to try a bit of a different strat, but it just really does not pay off that well. And no one from C9 has even gone down as of yet.
1-man army. Freakazoid holds that off. Even a falling shot mixed in there. 3 kills for Freakazoid on the round, and it's a clean pistol round from Cloud9.
And that, of course, is not going to inspire much confidence at all here for Winterfox. As they head into this next round, are they going to force up, or are they actually just going to try and save this and go for the 3rd round buy, regardless if they get a second player or not? It looks like you can see it now. There's literally 0 investment. A couple players buy at P250s right as that round actually starts, but still probably a very quick attempt to push 5 men into a site to force a plant. And if not, they're going to buy on that 3rd round anyway.
Cloud9's pushing towards the ladder room. You can hear a lot of these footsteps, so you know he's calling something out. Oh, Stewie. There's nothing. Just rushing right up the ladder to start with. He wants to get his flank on quickly, and it's working perfectly. Nothing shuts everyone down. It's a rampage as he comes up the ladder.
This is great from nothing, too, that we're seeing a more increased performance from him, because I forget what it was. I think it was around like 7 or 8 rounds in the first half. We didn't really see all that much from him. He only had like 2 or 3 kills up onto the board. It's been pretty quiet for a large portion of that first half. It really started to come alive, and this is continuing now in the second half, where he just shuts down these offensive is, what's the plural of offensive?
I'm just going to let you struggle with
offensive?
This one. You laughed at me earlier when I had a little bit of a fumble of the words.
Offensives.
So.
I think that's it from Winterfox. That's right.
Use your English.
Offensives. There we go. It took a minute. Sorry.
Stewie pushing up towards the top of the ladder. He's going to meet up with Anger. He's going to lose that battle to the Galil. So Skadoodle's now the one to take his place. Smoke comes out. That's going to slow him down a little bit, but working with the deficit here. Cloud9 Molotov on nothing, and he's going to drop that right at XP3's feet.
It's going to force him out, but unfortunately, nobody really follows it up that well. Nothing pushes in. He grabs 1 kill, but surprise, surprise, XP3 takes him down directly after that. C9 now losing 2 players, and Winterfox having a bit of a man advantage here. They're going to try to go for the outside execution. Skadoodle holding close to the B bomb site, so he's actually a pretty long rotate away. You've got to hope that Freakazoid picks up some of these early kills, and Shroud and Skadoodle are going to find 2 now. They do take down the 1 player that was trying to enter for B, but Freakazoid solo, as is Shroud now. They need that support of Skadoodle ASAP. Freakazoid, though, still fragging away, as is Shroud.
They don't need any support whatsoever.
They just shut it down. C9 now on match point, 15-3. And Winterfox is coming off of a 4-step gun round. Well, they're only going to be able to half buy here.
Well, they're gonna. I mean, it's gonna be a full buy. They just can't afford anything. Last round, they have to buy whatever they can for the remainder of this match. We've got 12 rounds to go to force overtime. They have no real advantages in this round. The AWP is even out on Stewie. So we'll see. We have seen some good AWP rounds out of him tonight. So that's promising here. Shroud's gonna push up towards Ivy. This does look like it's gonna be an outer hit. Desi's already pushed out to that first alcove, so nothing's got to be careful. Smoke to block the choke point, maybe give him some easy kills. So there's Freakazoid at D-box, gets 1 before being swarmed. Nothing with the P90. Biding his time. Skadoodle's gonna find one inside the smoke. That's Anger. And here's Shroud as well, but nothing's pushing forward. It's another double kill for him. Shroud cleans things up. Only Freakazoid falls, and that is going to be the win for Cloud9. They go 2-0 on the night, 16-3 over Winterfox on Train.
And that is going to give them a nice little boost in the record, sending them up pretty close to first place now. Definitely solidified a position in the top 4 for the time being, but still quite a bit of a battle to come up over these next few weeks as things continue in the NA Pro League.
This was that terrorist pistol round. Almost worked out, but I mean, this was all a start to finish. I mean, Dust 2 looked like it really was just going to be a pretty much dominant effort by Cloud9. Didn't look like Winterfox was going to get out this time. Cloud9 made sure they had no hope whatsoever. They crushed whatever they brought into this from Dust 2.
Stewie, of course, another big player that really came alive in this matchup. We saw some really great things from him on Dust 2, but he absolutely dominated the playing field here, especially in that first half, and actually ended up, I think, leading the fragging power for this team at 20-10. Next player up was Shroud at 18-7.
Very impressed with how Stewie's actually progressed in this season so far since joining Cloud9. It'll be interesting if he can make the LAN finals, see how he's going to be able to play against the top European competition. But yeah, definitely this game, even some of the Dust 2 rounds that he had an impact on, very much highlights how good of a player he can be. So that's all good stuff. Just so dominant from Cloud9.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
And unfortunately, that performance from Dusty that we started to see kicking up a little bit, coming off of that last half on Dust 2, none of it carried over into Train, unfortunately. Most of the frag power, I think, actually came from Vlosic there, as we saw quite a few attempts at plays from him, but still, 3 rounds of the board, there really isn't anything significant to talk about at all with Winterfox.
Yeah, not really whatsoever. So we can, let's take a look at the matches that we had today. We did have 4 of them. That was Cloud9 versus Winterfox in those last 2, but to start the day, we had Luminosity versus X-Team AGG, aka Kekonas. That first map, very surprising. Kekonas almost make this comeback happen. It was a very intense matchup that we did not expect, but the second map was more of what we expected, 16-5 for Luminosity on Mirage. Then we switched over to Winterfox versus Cloud9. Dominant first half for C9 led to a 16-7 victory, and then we just watched Train start to finish. Easy performance from Cloud9.
A very quick shutdown as well on Train. So this is good for C9, considering we had seen some improvements from Winterfox. Now C9 continues to take down most of the North American competition as of late. This could be some very good signs leading into the major, which is going to be next week.
Yeah, I mean, you got to imagine too with their group in the major. I believe it's what, Na'Vi, it's Virtus Pro, and it's G2.
Yeah.
So Virtus Pro currently struggling. Na'Vi, one of the best teams in the world, and G2 always had issues getting out of groups and majors. But then again, obviously, so is Cloud9. So that'll be they have some curious matchups, but they are looking good at least in this region leading up to that event. It'll be all what they bring to the table come LAN. I think Yurakanji seems to be doing some good work for this team with the short time he's been with them. And look at this. This is the standings. Those 2 wins that Cloud9 just got brings them from 5th to 2nd. 12-4. Selfless nipping at their heels. 12-6. Renegades 11-5. Optic gets forced out of the top 4 at 10-4. So some ground that they're going to have to recover. But it is coming down. I mean, look at this. The 2nd through 5th seed is essentially just 2 games spread apart. And even Luminosity is not that far ahead with still plenty of matches to be played.
Yep. So Optic, of course, still plenty of chance to get themselves back into that top 4. Renegades as well, just on the heels of being knocked out of it here too. But Selfless, C9, and Luminosity continue to battle very strong, as we've seen throughout many points this week. Selfless specifically is still that very interesting story
Right.
that I want to see come to conclusion and hopefully see them go to the LAN finals, because unfortunately we haven't really seen a whole lot of that from them yet, a lot of that international competition from them. So if they can still keep themselves consistent here in the North American region and keep themselves in that top 4, which is looking likely considering the recent performance, then they'll be able to make it to those LAN finals in London.
Yeah, hopefully we see that come to fruition. Also, Liquid, a team who's also going to the majors, is really the only other team that's representing us in the major with a chance at making that top 4. At 6-6, they have to have an impeccable rest of the season if they want any opportunity at that. This was our last broadcast of the week, and with the major coming up next weekend in Columbus, Ohio, our next broadcast will actually not be until April 5th, so we're going to take a little bit of an extended vacation. We're going to miss you guys, but we will be coming back after the major occurs. We're back in the studios in Burbank, California. But from all of us here at ESL North America, we wish you good night. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you April 5th.